Try to get this thing right from the get-go. Whew. All right. What's up, guys? Okay, this is update number 3, day 3. Crazy land. Here, book launch, 2L formula, how to master money, live free, and build a legacy. It's funny how I have to look at that each time, but available now in store in Amazon. And obviously, if you haven't gotten a copy yet, well, you want to get that copy done. So we got, so we're gonna do an update here, and it's just been a crazy last couple days. Minimal amount of sleep, just nonstop. It's been fun. I appreciate you guys. Big shout out to all you guys that have been spreading the word and getting the word out on this book during this crisis, this crazy corona crisis that's been going on right now. I think I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this video. So if you're just tuning in, I do have some comments on the economic stuff and kind of what I'm seeing going on with that. Hopefully you've had a chance to catch other videos that I've done. We did a whole series on Corona Crisis Survival Guide. If you go to Amazon.com right now and get the book, True Wealth Formula, How to Master Money, Live Free, and Build a Legacy. And this book was a 4-year project. It's over 2 decades, and it's documenting the thinking and the mathematical processes of creating, multiplying, and protecting wealth. And there's no number attached to that, by the way, because that's one of the reasons why we say True Wealth Formula. Because guess what? You're the only one that can define what true wealth is. And that's the first lesson in the book. Because the first mistake is letting somebody else, me or somebody else, the system, society, program you and tell you what success is, what wealth is, what all these things are. So wealth is not $1 million, although that's kind of fun. We define it. We lay out a framework in the book, and then you get to define it. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to take a little pause in your life and actually define things so that you get real clear on the path? Know who you are, know what you're working for and what you're doing and how to do it, instead of being in a freaking mousetrap, just running that racket and find out after 20, 30 years you get there and you realize it was all a bunch of garbage, it was all a bunch of bull crap, you think everything's going well, and then freaking crazy corona hits. And you go from the strongest economy in 50 years and lowest unemployment and strongest, longest running bull market just not even 2 months ago, and then 2 months later the whole world freaking collapsed. How can that happen? You ever scratch your head and wonder? You ever sit back and wonder and look at this, look at what's going on right now and ask yourself, what the WTF, man? What's going on? How can that happen? Just think about it. Just ask the question. It doesn't add up, does it? You want to know why it doesn't add up? Because the system and the program is not the path. It's the path of slavery. It's the path of being a debt slave and working to support this global debt-based economy to build that pyramid of debt where the elites get bailed out and the middle class and the common people, hardworking people, I'm not talking about people who want free handouts, want to sit on their butt all day and do nothing and get a free handout. I'm talking about people that bust their ass and trying to do the right thing, small business owners, whatever, and you get the crumbs. Okay, that's the world we live in. That's the system we live in. So you got choices. You know, you can keep playing their game. You can keep playing the game that they're telling you. Consulting with their experts and their advisors. You keep playing that game. And they'll keep shuffling the board every 10 years. They'll keep resetting it. And you'll be like, wow, what happened? Or you can learn a different game. And you can play by a different set of rules. And you can extract yourself from that global debt slave system. And you can have the exact path and the exact formula on how to build your freedom. A lot of people don't want to be free. A lot of people like talking about freedom because it sounds cool to talk about. You can be a cheerleader. You can, shake your booty and, talk it. Freedom's not free, man. Freedom ain't easy. A lot of responsibility comes with freedom. Most people don't want to be free. Most people just want to be a teenager, a child. They want to basically talk a lot of smack, act like they know, and then when they get in trouble, they got to go cry to mommy and daddy for help. And mommy and daddy's the government. They love that. That's how the system's set up. There is a path. Freedom's not easy. Freedom takes a radical responsibility. We deal with it right in the beginning of the book. Nobody will do for you what you are not willing to do for yourself. That's a hard pill, man. That's a tough pill to swallow. That one hurts. Especially when you're dealing with a topic as complex and convoluted as finance and accounting and money and investing. It's a cluster fest, and it's been complicated, and it more complicated than it needs to be, and it keeps you dependent on a system to tell you what to do with your money. A lot of people don't want to be free. They really don't want it. So this book is for people that will really want freedom. Really want to have it. And so you got to go to the Amazon.com. That's the only place we're selling it. It's not being sold on our website at TrueWealthFormula.com. But what you want to do, get a book, get a copy at Amazon.com, and then you want to go to TrueWealthFormula.com and register TrueWealthFormula.com. Okay, the book is only available on Amazon.com, and and then what I'm doing. This is if you do like spending somebody else's money, this is the way to do it. I'm taking all of the gross sales from Amazon till the end of this week, and right now the stats are delayed. It's really crazy, but. We're gonna take the stat. I'm gonna not the profits or what comes. They take their cut, and then there's the printing costs, and then with the way we price this thing, we're gonna get a couple dollars out of it. So not that, but the actual gross retail sales amount. I'm gonna be taking that amount, and I'm gonna be doing a donation to King's Ransom Foundation, specifically to help kids that have been victims and have been victims of sex trafficking. And it's a big problem all over the world, but it's a freaking huge problem here in the United States. And it's a sad manifestation of a society when it reaches peak prosperity. This has happened all throughout history. If you understand Rome and you understand how empires rise and fall and the patterns of history, this book talks about it. Okay? These are the manifestations of a society that is sick. And part of that is, and it happens at the extremes. It can happen at the extreme of at the depths of despair and no economic prosperity, and then it happens at peaks when a society becomes too prosperous and too soft. And that's where we're at right now. So these things cycle. We're in a cycle right now. We're actually not. I believe that we're in a 100-year cycle. Again, hopefully you've gotten some of the other videos that we've done. So what you do is you get the book, Amazon.com, and you go register at TWFformula.com, and then you get access to those other 5, what I call the Corona Crisis videos, where I go through it, I break down. We started, anyway, you can go through, you can get that information, talk about it, all the time. Share it, pass around. Those videos are free. We probably could have charged a lot of money, but it was more like a community service. Just get it out there, try to help people. We started warning our clients, initially back in January, then February, of this whole thing. And then help me go broke by the end of this week, please. And this ain't going to happen on 99-cent Kindle buys. What we need is to get a copy for yourself, get copies for friends and family of the book. You can use them for, clients, prospects, whatever. Get this book into people's hands, right? This is the answer. This will help them during this time, okay, during what's going on right now. I want to give a shout out to Scribe Media. They helped me get this book done, and I was probably their worst client maybe that they've ever had. They specialize in doing books for successful executives, and they've done some big names, some big hitters, and we hit #1 on Tuesday thanks to you guys, and thanks to a lot of good people. My wife, Danny, she's doing an event that starts tomorrow, DannyJohnson.com. I make the assumption that you guys are familiar with that. You should register at that site, and she's doing a virtual event tomorrow, and if you're not signed up for that, I'm telling you right now, you say, well, God, times are hard right now. You're right, they're hard. You think they're going to get easier? No, you have to survive this storm. You don't know how long this storm is. I'm going to tell you in a minute what I think it is, what some thoughts that I have here in a little bit. But you have to basically be able to shelter. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, and physically, and then financially. Okay? If you're not in a position of financial strength right now, there's a reason why. It is impossible. It's impossible to go from the strongest economy in 50 years, lowest unemployment in 50 years, longest running bull market in history, less than 2 months ago, to now having problems and in less than 2 months. And the only reason why is because of crazy Corona. You have to follow me on the logic on this. And I know this is a hard message and not a very nice thing to say right now. But you cannot, part of getting real, if you really want to get free, and you really want to step out, and you want your freedom. How bad do you want your freedom? Or do you want to keep being dependent on somebody to give you a fish? This book is for people that want to know how to learn how to do their own fishing. I got sick of it. How bad do you want your freedom for yourself, your family, your loved ones? You want the soft message, the one that's going to tickle your ear? Or you want the one that's going to actually change and hurt? It's going to hurt, and then it's going to work. We're a nation of children. Spoiled, rotten kids. We don't want to take personal responsibility. We just want somebody else to come save us. We want to blame somebody else. We want to rely on somebody else. So we're a nation of soft. We're soft. This is what happens at these societies. This is the cycle of human nature and the cycle of history. This is how nations rise and fall. And there are long cycles. There's medium, short, and shorter. There's cycles within cycles within cycles. Okay. So again, big shout out to my wife. She, we didn't know how this book was going to hit. And it's just crazy time to release this thing. And she just gotten out there and put the word out, which is I'm super grateful for. Grateful to you guys for spreading the word and picking up extra copies. And trying to get this message out there to help people. I think it's the best investment you can make, all year long, because you can turn it around and you're going to get me to give. Okay. So I want to do a big donation and put a challenge out there. We'll see what happens, if you guys are going to help me go bankrupt this week or not, come on, let's have some fun. Danny's doing a virtual event. It starts tomorrow night. Virtual First Step Success. Thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of people gone through that event. If you're struggling financially right now, if your business is struggling, if your job is struggling or whatever, you need to be at that event. You say, well, God, I can't afford it. I got other things going on. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm sorry. No, you don't. You're FOS right now. You're fooling yourself, right? You need to go to DannyJohnson.com. You sign up for that virtual First Steps to Success seminar, and you learn some new skills. You reacquire yourself with some core skills. You get replugged in. You get serious. You make that commitment to make a change. You get your head reset. You get your heart reset. You get those basics down, those fundamentals, those core skill sets that you got to have. We're in a new economy, folks. It's changing. It's been changing for a lot of years. There's a lot of people never going to recover from this event that's going on right now. This is not a new thing. This happens. This is how the world spins, man. The world spins like this. It sucks. I know it sucks and it hurts and it's not fun when you're caught on the wrong end of it. The only thing that matters is, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? That's all that matters. You can sit all day long. You can try to figure out the answer. You can be pissed off. You can do research for hours and hours and hours. You can try to get the answers. I'm the same way. Drives me crazy. But at the end of the day, there's only one thing that matters. Only one question matters. What the hell am I going to do? What's my action step today? Nobody will do for you what you are not willing to do for yourself. So that event is going on. It's kicking off tomorrow night. And if you guys, those of you that have sent out emails and done social media, and if you guys have made purchase or whatever, can you guys post it right now in this live? Let us know what you've done. Make this an investment for yourself. It's an investment for you. It's an investment for your business, an investment in other people that you know and care about, and you get a double return on it. Because if you do step one, you get that done, and then step two, register at TWFformula.com, right? One of the things that you'll get information on there is we have an implementation program, TWF Formula implementation program, where we actually teach people. And it's a membership community, amazing community of people. It's an annual membership. It's not very expensive. It's less than a really terrible, crappy cup of coffee a day. You can't even get you can't get a bad cup of, you can't even buy the worst cup of coffee you've ever had in your life. You can't buy it for what per day, for what our membership is, for what our implementation program is. Okay? And it's designed to basically work you through this system and give you step by step, through video, through PDF worksheets, through audio, right? Through our community, through the monthly Q&As that I do, basically to build this out for you. in your life, to build it for you and your family, to do this, okay? The book has everything in here. There's nothing held back in this book. I don't know if you saw my video I did this morning. I've said it a few times, but I wrote this book for me, you know, to document the process. And for close family, friends, and close clients. So then you register at TWFormula.com. You can get information on the implementation program there. And then at the end of the week, we're going to, how many of these happen, it's just through Amazon, then we're going to do a big donation. And it's going to go to kingsransom.org. 100% of the donations go to, they go straight to the purpose and the cause. Okay, this isn't a nonprofit that has a big overhead and like these. I don't even have words to describe. So 100% goes through. And my challenge is, this is what I'm saying. People go bankrupt all the time. There's going to be a lot of bankruptcies in this freaking economic climate. this cycle that's going on right now. Okay? And people go bankrupt for a lot of different reasons. They spend too much money. They live above their means. They have too much debt. They don't know how, they run their business into the ground. They over leverage. On and on and on and on it goes, okay? And all I'm saying is, man, if I'm going to go bankrupt, I want to do it for a good cause. Can you help me? Can you guys help me out, please? Can you try to get me bankrupt, please, by the end of this week? I want to do a big donation, right? I want to do, I mean, come on. I don't know, and I don't know how big it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a couple $1,000. I hope it's at least $100,000. It might be $1 million. I have no idea. And I can't control that. You're the only one that can control that. You guys, you got to get out there and spread that word. You know, can you do it, please? Help me do it. Come on, let's test this. Let's test this thing right now. Let's test this methodology. Okay. All right. So, economy right now. My thoughts on the economy. So the government is now, I think they're $3 trillion in. I'm talking about U.S. I know we have some international clients and viewers. The $3 trillion into this, okay? That's just in 1 month, okay? Now, keep in mind, we did a whole bunch of videos on this, and, you know, our clients were able to sidestep this freaking, you know, crazy thing going on. This whole thing has been the slowest moving train wreck in modern history, okay? And you can watch all the other videos, and I'll do my best not to just go crazy ranting on stuff I've already talked about. But in just a summarized view here, here's what I'm going to tell you in the most straightforward terms. And as I've said in my other video, I would hope and pray that I'm wrong. And if you understand TWF, the philosophy, the core philosophy in TWF, it's not based on being right. How would you like to win financially? Okay? How would you like to build a fortress balance sheet and win financially by being wrong? Anybody interested in that out there? Anybody? Anybody tired of trying to be right? How do you be right in today's world? How do you validate any information you're getting from anybody? You can't. You can't validate it. It's an information cluster fest. You got every Tom, Dick, and Harry popping a camera open, getting on TV. These are script reading talking heads that have production houses, corporate media advertising, production teams that edit, copy, and scripts for good-looking, pretty people to get on TV and talk to you or get on radio or whatever it is. And every day, every week, they tell you a different story. You sick of that? Anybody sick of that out there? You sick of that little game? Your whole life, your whole world, your whole mental, your whole everything being at the tail end of that, bouncing around? So how would you like a strategy, a master wealth building strategy? That's why we say how to master money. There is no, you're either the master of money or money is your master. There is no in between. Master money, live free. What is money? It's resources, food, clothing, shelter. Live free. How do we live free? Where do you think it starts? Starts in here. We gotta do a reprogram, and then build a legacy. So anybody out there tired of being dependent on this system that can't make up its mind, can't give you a straight story? Every single week it's changing their story, a new big crazy headline in a crisis. The ones that are trying to convince you to trust them, to tell you the truth right now, that had a closed door classified meeting with Congress in January, and Congress came out and sold all their stocks, and then you had the highest wave of executive CEOs of Fortune 500 companies in February resigning and selling stocks at the top of the market. And now they're telling you, oh, we just didn't know it was going to be this bad. Or no, oh, I'm sorry, our models were wrong. And now there's this big uproar. We got to reopen the economy. The cure can't be worse than the problem. And yakety yakety yak. You tired of this merry-go-round yet? Anybody? Anybody tired of this bullcrap merry-go-round? I'm sorry if I'm a little bit passionate about this. So, here's the deal. There's a big disconnect right now between Wall Street and Main Street. Main Street is in a depression. Not everybody. Some people's businesses are doing great. Depends on their business model. Technology has been a lifeline because it's allowed a certain part of the economy to work from home, to continue doing business. Other businesses are getting crushed, getting hammered. Some of you might be doing fine. Others of you are going through it right now. And if there was ever a time to pivot, quote, pivot, and learn some new skills and hunker down, now's that time. These guys can't even, these so-called experts can't even figure out what this virus is. These are experts. They're putting out, oh, the WHO, the CDC, your coronavirus task force. These esteemed people that sit on boards of directors for these nonprofits and this other stuff that are involved in virus and, pushing vaccines and all this stuff. Okay, you're experts. They can't even figure out what this virus is. They can't understand why some people are dropping dead and other people, nothing happening, no big deal. Right? And then they're giving you, I'm not saying don't listen to your, quote, experts and stuff like that. Wash your hands and, do all this stuff. Get some sunshine, man. Get some vitamin C. They could have taken care of this thing by freaking drop shipping the whole damn country, the whole planet, 100 times over with cases and cases of vitamin C, and it would have cost them a couple $1 million. Okay? Hans, are you saying vitamin C is the cure? No, you idiot. But there's a difference between a strong immune system and a weak and a compromised immune system. And there is evidence, not from your corporate blowhards, but your single doctors, people that are on the front lines, okay? Doctors and nurses that have put videos out and said stuff, people that are basically the ones in the thing, not just this country, other countries. And I'm sorry, there is something as simple as vitamin C can make a difference. Okay? There were ways. You want to know another way? Is mass testing, getting tests out there and distributed early and quickly, like South Korea, Singapore, Japan. You telling me the United States couldn't do that? Are you telling me that? We couldn't do that if we wanted to? Oh, we just can't do that, huh? We can't do what South Korea did. We're that awesome that freaking awesome, and we couldn't do it. Mass testing, and then you isolate and quarantine hot spots. You keep the rest of it rolling. This thing's going to roll in waves. Oh, well, what about Sweden? I don't know. What about Sweden? You tell me what about Sweden, I'm going to tell you what about New York City. Well, what about this? What about Italy? We can play this game all day long. Well, but this was some kind of a, bioweapon. It came out of Wuhan and is all planted by so-and-so. And now Gates is involved with this doctor, blah, blah, blah. And it's actually the 5G. The 5G is what it is. It's 5G with the virus, with the thing. And it's and the way it combines, and that's what it is. What's your action step? What's your action item? I'm sorry. No. If we wanted to do better, we could have done better. There are models out there. Yeah, there's anomalies. There's some places, Sweden or whatever, where stuff's not as bad, or they did a different model or whatever. Then there's other models where they did it a different way. So here we are. And now the big rallying cry is we got to restart America again. Get it open again. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your political doesn't matter what the political part is, okay? This is the reality. The system does not like Trump. And you cannot like Trump, and you can think he's a terrible person and this and that and the whole thing. I get it. Okay? That's not my point. My point is, system doesn't like him. And you can just, you've never seen I don't care what your political thing is, but the system, and this is why for me, when this market crash hit, using TWF formula, how would you like to be able to, how'd you like to be able to make money when the market crashes, huh? How about that? So this system, and some of y'all are going to take it and get all political about this. And that's fine. You can do that. Doesn't change anything. What's your action step? What is your action item today? That's the only thing that matters. Because you can sit there and be the hamster in the wheel all day long, all week long, all month long, all year long. What are you going to do? Every market booms and busts. There are cycles. We are in a 100-year cycle right now. Nobody alive today has ever lived through what is going on in the global economy today. At all. And as I've been saying, we're on the front end of it, not the tail end of it. So here's my point on that, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about the book. Maybe not. Here's my, and I'm a big, I can't stand predictions, and I don't typically make them. And the only reason why I say this is to put it out there, and I'll gladly be wrong about this. So, even if Crazy corona. Even if the coronavirus was not real, and this whole thing's been some kind of a whatever, okay? I know there's some people that think that. They actually think this thing's just all a big thing to try to take Trump out or take away everybody's freedoms and do all that. You're partially right. And what you need to understand is that this does not have to be a purposely done thing, or it doesn't have to have conspiracy behind it. And by the way, conspiracy is a very real thing. If you understand history, conspiracy has been since the beginning of time. It's never not been a part of the way of the world. Okay? But this thing that's going on right now, okay, what you need to understand, what you need to know, is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it is or it wasn't. If it happened organically and accidentally because some freaking person ate a bat, or if it was intentional. You need to understand this statement. And it's a political statement, and these freaking people, this is the way they think and the way they operate. Okay, this book is going to teach you how this world runs. Okay, but the way that these people operate is never let a good crisis go to waste. So, it didn't have to be intentional or on purpose or some kind of conspiracy. Whatever it is, there are certain people that are going to take advantage of the situation and maximize it for their maximum gain, not yours. No matter what. So, man, so I know there's people that think that this virus is all just a 5G thing and this and that. And I'm not saying you're wrong. Probably is. Right? Yeah, it's just to take Trump out. It's not real. There's all kinds of people. The death rates, the numbers are all wrong. The models are all wrong. Yeah, I agree. The models are wrong. I don't know the last time you saw freaking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people dropping dead in the flu in hospitals before. So you're right. The models are wrong. It's not what they said it's going to be, but I'll tell you, it's also not the freaking flu. So maybe we can agree that it's something in between. And neither you or I or any of these freaking talking blowhards on TV can prove anything. It's all theory. There's maybe a couple people in the world, on the planet, that knew that we're in the originating transactional part that originated this thing. Everything everybody else is doing is just whatever, man. And here's my final point. So number one, never let a good crisis go to waste. You need to understand that that is how this world system operates. That is how the elites operate. That is the mindset of these people in power. And this, quote, crisis doesn't have to be a fraud or a manufactured event or a scam or this or that. It doesn't matter. It can be as real and as organic. It doesn't matter. There are still certain people that are going to capitalize on it and take advantage of what's going on. There are people in this world that believe that you should have no right to free speech, no right to thinking, no right to be able to provide for yourself and your family, no right to protect yourself. That your particular place in this world might not be essential. You might be a non-essential, quote, worker. And we're only one step away. We can just go change that from non-essential worker to non-essential person. Speech control is mind control. The only thing that matters is, what's your action step? What are you going to do about it? What are the things you can control? What are the things you don't have control over? Start putting energy and time and focus on the things you can control. This book teaches you how to do that. So, number one, never let a good crisis go to waste, okay? So it don't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Even if today somehow a vaccine came out, somehow some kind of cure, okay? Stats totally proven without without any doubt whatsoever that the modeling's wrong, the stats are wrong, and incontroversial, and boy, there's nobody getting sick anymore, nothing's wrong, okay? Here's two things I'm going to tell you. Number one, the economy is not a freaking car. You don't turn it off and then turn it back on like you flip a switch, or you turn a key, and then that freaking engine starts right back up and we're back to where we were. Number one. Number two, the longer this thing drags out, the worse it is on the economy. I'm not just talking about your economy or your city or your state or this country. I'm talking about the global economic system. Longer it drags out, worse it is. Number three, there is massive political incentive to keep this thing dragged out at a minimum until the election in November. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. So if you think this thing's gonna, and I know this is not what you want to hear. I know some of you are hurting right now, and you know people that are hurting, and you just want to get things going again. You want things to restart, reboot the economy, man. Get it going. Government's throwing in, they just put $3 trillion in 1 month. That's more than the whole federal budget, and plus all that. That's more than everything in an entire year's worth of budget, right? That's not including what the Federal Reserve has done. And did you get any of that money? So yeah, they're going to keep throwing money at it, okay? The economy is not it's not your car. You don't come home from work, turn your car off, turn the key off, get out of your car, go in your house, and come out the next morning and turn that freaking key and that damn thing starts right back up again. It don't work like that. And if you're a small business owner, you know that. There's nothing harder than, as a business owner, than making a decision to have to lay people off or do that. And when you get hit hard, you know, you're very conservative about how you get, how you know, you're not just going to the next day go higher again. There's already reports coming out of China. They're like, oh, we're open. And people are scared. They're afraid to go out and eat and do stuff. Do you understand? There is psychological trauma that's going to happen, and that doesn't get recovered like that, okay? This is if there was political will. If the system wanted to get it going again like that, it still wouldn't happen like that. And I'm telling you, now I don't wish this, I wish this wasn't true, and I hope it's not, and I will be so happy to be wrong, and you can come back to this video, and you can post comments, and you can call me out, and you can do all that, and I will freaking be yes, right on. Okay, but I'm telling you, at an absolute minimum, the system, they just got their Hail Mary pass, man, and it's screwing. It's the big monkey wrench in the economy, and they are not going to cooperate to get that wrench out as long up until at least the election in November. You have a political clusterfest. These are the same so-called experts. They can't keep, that said, you know, I already made that point. These are the people that are changing their story every week. They're haggling and negotiating now on what's the best way to reopen the economy. What the hell are you talking about, you dumb freaking, you shut it down with one order. You said, oh, we're going to shut it down. Boom, there you go. And now you're going to sit there and you're going to negotiate how to, what? What do you mean you can't just open it back up? Never let a good crisis go to waste. We're in a 100-year cycle event. This is a 100-year crisis. The history of the world has never not had cycles and events and crisis and pandemonium and chaos and challenges. There's never been a point in history where it's just all okay and everything's fine. It's just, that's the world. That's how it is. It's how it rolls, man. We're going to survive this. We'll get to the other side. There's going to be amazing opportunity. One of the greatest benefits out of this situation right now is more time with family. People are realizing, oh my God, I was just in this racket and all this stuff, and I'm getting quality time with my family right now, right? Another thing people are realizing is they're not spending as much as they used to because they're not driving, they're not eating out, they're not doing all this. Like, wow, I'm able to save all my money. So there's all kinds of bad. There's going to be new innovations, new ideas, new things that are going to come out of this. All kinds of good stuff. We're going to make it through this. The question is where do you want to be on the other end of this? How do you want to survive it? And do you want to be in a position of strength? And are you finally sick and tired? Are you tired yet of being a victim of this world system? Are you ready to extract yourself from the thinking? Oh, but I'm doing good. I've got this and I've got that. Okay, come talk to me in 6 to 12 months. There's a lot of people that are going to get wiped out from this thing. A lot of people. It's not done yet. There's a big reconciliation that has to happen. So I hope I'm wrong. And I'll ask all of you that watch this video, come back and tell me I'm FOS, and I'll be good with that. We all have a little bit in us. And some days we got more than others. But that's the way I see it. Based on, what I'm seeing, what I know as a business owner, that's what I see it. There's no absolutely zero political benefit to getting it going right again, even if they could. If they could turn it all back on tomorrow, if the virus was gone and it was a nothing and it was proven to be nothing and all those people that died were fake and there was a cure tomorrow, okay? There's zero. And even if the economy works like a car, you turn the key off, it stops, you turn the key back on, it starts right back up again. If all that was true, there is zero political motive, desire, benefit to doing that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. This is not, we don't get to create this world. We get to basically, like Jesus said, be in the world, not of the world. He said that what he meant by that is do business, get down and do your deal. Do it, but don't be a part of that. What he means is interface with this matrix, this system, this world system, learn how it operates, be as what? What did he say? As wise as a serpent, as gentle as a dove. You know what he also said? He also made a joke. He said, I thought it was kind of like a snarky comment. He did that quite a bit. And he looked at his disciples one time and he said, man, y'all, you sons of light are just, you have no, the way he phrased it, he said, he said something like, sadly, you just don't, you're no match for the sons of darkness. He didn't say that. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Go read it. What did he mean by that? What he meant, is he saying that darkness is better than light? No. He was. And was that a contradiction? No. It was a reinforcement of his other statement. Be wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. How are you going to be in this world but not of this world when you've been programmed to be a debt slave your whole life? When you finally have success and you finally have money, you start speculating, you over leverage. And then when this system rolls like it's rolling right now, you're sitting there a victim of it all, and you're listening, and you're dependent on whatever the guru, talking head, expert, authority figure tells you. We don't get to make this world. We don't get to make it what we want. We don't get to change it other than ourselves. What we have to do is we have to go, okay, what's this system? And this is a big thing that changed for me years ago, because I was like, and I finally said, and through some a lot of introspection and journaling and prayer time, and I finally was like, all right, Father, I need a new strategy, man. What's up? And you know what it was? You know what the answer was? You know what came? Figure out how to work in this system. Figure out how to move in and out of this system like the shadows. Be a son of light. Doing business, doing warfare in this system. How are you going to do that if you don't know how the system works? I'm not saying I have the answer to everything. I got FOS. The whole world is FOS. 2L formula. Once you know that, actually, that's how that's a big part of of decoding it. 2L formula at Amazon.com. Amazon.com. Get your copy. Get extra copies for friends, family, business associates, clients, customers, birthdays, Christmases. Drop ship it to people. Spread the word. Get your email lists out. Share this crazy video with people. Hey man, what if I'm right in what I'm telling you on this video right now? Just think about that, okay? If I'm wrong, this is what I want you to ask yourself. If I'm wrong, how much is what I'm telling you going to hurt you? Oh, you're scaring me, Hans. I ain't scaring you. I ain't scaring you any more than them freaking yahoos on TV been scaring you for months. Yeah, it's a little scary to get that freaking, to hear what we don't want to hear. What I want to do is I want you to have freedom. Get a copy of the book, Amazon.com. It's the only place you can get it. We're not selling it through any other place. It's not available on a website. No fancy sales funnels. Go to Amazon, do that one click, check out, boom, there, you're golden. If you get an error, it says, oh, we're not shipping it to your country, then try putting your country, like you can go Amazon.ca for Canadian, for whatever reason. I don't know how in the world Amazon, when you hit their site, how they don't know what country you're from, I don't understand that. Right now, they're not even giving us sales stats, but they tell us where the book is like number one, or whatever on the bestseller list, Today, I think freaking 50 Cent got us, we got taken out by 50 Cent today. It's cool, man. I'm just dude that grew up on the streets in Hawaii. That's it, But I'm super humbled and just absolutely grateful for everybody that has got the book and getting the word out and sharing it with people, and super, super grateful. But I'd like to, so what I was saying was they somehow they know that we're on the bestseller list, but they can't give us the stats. That don't make any sense to me. And right now, COVID-19, man, that's the reason for everything. Anything that's wrong is COVID. COVID did it. So, go to Amazon, get your copy of TrueWealthFormula.com, learn how to master money, live free, and build a legacy. Go to TrueWealthFormula.com and make sure you register on that site And you can get the Corona Crisis videos that we did. You can download a free report, PDF, the Money Quadrant report, and you can get information on signing up for our TWF implementation program so that you can be part of that community and work it step by step. And then I'm going to take all of the gross sales from Amazon by the end of this week. I'm going to make a personal donation to King's Ransom to help free kids that have been abused and victims of the sex trafficking. And go to DannyJohnson.com and sign up for the virtual First Step Success event that's going on this weekend. And it's going to be an awesome event. You're going to be part of history. First time they ever done that. And I'll do another update video tomorrow on this. And who knows, maybe tell you some other stories, some other crazy stories. So I didn't get a chance to really talk much about the book. I mean, I kind of did, but I didn't get into anything, super detail. But this already went kind of long, and I think if you were paying attention, I said some things on here that I hope help you and help you and your family, help you to prepare for what is possibly going on right now. At least my take on it, I've been saying for a while, this thing's going to last. It's going to be worse and longer than what you're being told. It's going to be worse and longer than what you're being told, and it's going to go in waves. And you'll get those Corona Crisis videos, and you can, get that information, and you'll get the backstory on that. And I appreciate you for putting up with me and my crazy personality and my intensity. And I didn't swear too much on this video, so this one might be safe for kids. I don't know though, probably not. The book, there's no cussing in the book. There's one, I think I said ass in the book one time, something about getting your ass kicked. So, and I had a few people that are kind of pissed off. They're like, dude, you gotta drop it. And I was like, yeah, no, I gotta write this book so that, 5 or 10 years from now, I look at it and I gotta try not to be like, I gotta try my best not to, it's just gonna be there, so, anyway, I appreciate you guys. God bless. Pray you're safe and you're staying healthy. Get outside, get sun. I need some sun right now. I've been just going day after day, not getting a lot of sleep, all the stuff I shouldn't be doing, I'm taking my vitamins, my vitamin C and stuff like that, and I'm, doing my sanitizer and washing my hands and, doing my thing. But if you can get some sun, get some sun. It helps boost your immune system and vitamin D. You can supplement with vitamin D. Stack vitamin C. I know all kinds of people got all their other lotions and potions and all their natural stuff. Do whatever you think is going to help. Keep your immune system strong. Keep your mind and heart and spirit strong, right? Make a decision to take full responsibility, to own it, to start taking steps forward. You can download, we have a free app on, it's a 5-star rated app, amazing. I'm giving out too many action steps, but the Wealth Builder app, we're building out software to basically teach you how to implement this and plug the numbers and the formulas and the ratios and the systems right into your personal, your personal stuff or whatever. But anyway, please, can you help me out here? Help yourself. Go to the Amazon.com, okay? Register at TWFormula.com and help me go broke by the end of this week. Please, can you do it? And just, come on. I need your help. We need to do a big donation, and I'd like to see if I can go bankrupt by the end of this week. Be great. So, all right, love you guys. Have fun. Bye. What happened? How do I turn this off?